What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you how to use this indicator in MQL5. Basically how to load the data of the indicator. And look, take this as how to load the data of any indicator, because to load the data of any indicator it is actually the same that we are going to do right now. Okay, so this is actually a comment from a follower who said, well, something like, it is in Spanish, but it said like thank you, all that. And yeah, like he didn't know how to load the data of this indicator called ADX. Guys, how do we do this? It is super simple. Okay, we go here to the IDE, come here to experts, and we are going to press on new. Okay, new expert advisor. We press next. Here we are going to put the following. We are going to put ADX. That's right. We press next, finish, and we are ready to go. Okay, here what we are going to do is that we are actually going to take all this and we are going to delete it. Okay, so how do we actually take the data from an indicator? First of all, you need to understand that you need two things to load the data: the handler and a variable, an array, to store the actual data. So first of all, we are going to declare the handler, and it is just an int variable. So here we are going to put int, we are going to put ADX age, that's right, and this is the handler, that's right. But how do we load the handle? It is very simple. First of all, we are going to load the handle in the onInit function, in the onInit event. So here we declare the event onInit, and okay, now it is time to load the ADX handler. How do we do this? We say ADX age, it is equal to, and here is the tricky part. How do I know which function gives me the handler? Usually in MQL5 it is I, and the name of the indicator. So if we put A, you can see that here we have several options, and one of the options is ADX. It is not always like this, because for example, if you want to load the EMA, you don't have IEMA, no, you have IMA, which is moving average, and here in one of the parameters you say that, hey, you want the EMA instead of the moving average, you want the exponential one. Okay, so here we put ADX, and look, if you do not know anything about it, you just select all this and press F1. Check this out. Here we have the manual, and here you have all the information that you want about it. So for example, here you have that, okay, int IADX. What does it receive? First of all, the symbol on which it is operating, then the period on which it is operating, and finally a period of the indicator. Very simple. Okay, so it was first the symbol. Okay, remember with this we put the current symbol, then we put the period. Okay, with this we put the current period, and now the moving average period of the indicator. I'm not used to that indicator. I don't know what is good, what is bad, so we are just simply going to put 15. I could put any other number. I'm just putting 15 because, yeah, I want it. Perfect. Okay, what do we have to do right now? Okay, you have to know that there may be an error. So how do we prevent the error? We say if ADX age, the handler, is equal to invalid handle, we have a problem. And here we are going to print, hey, error loading the indicator. That's right. And here we are going to return init, okay, not like this, init failed, because we failed. Okay, so now what we have to do is that we have to return init succeeded, because we have finished. It is loaded correctly. Okay, but do you remember that I told you that you need several things? You need the handler and then the arrays on which you are going to store the data. Let's go back and let's see the indicator. You can see that this indicator has 3 lines. Each line must be stored in one array. So we need 3 arrays. Okay, so for example, I don't know the names. Let's call this one ADX. So for example, let's create here an array. It must be double. The type must be double because it is a decimal number. So here we put ADX, okay, an array. We do not know the size. We are going to leave it like this. Okay, now let's go for another one. For example, this one. This is minus the di. Let's put here just double minus. That's right. And here, this is plus. Let's put here plus. Double plus. Okay, and one thing very important when you load the data of the indicators is that you have to execute something. In the onInit function, we are going to add the call to array set as series. Why? Let's say that you load three values of the indicator. For example, these three values. Okay, the order on which you access to that value, those values is, for example, if you put, okay, I want the first element of the array. The first element of the array is the last one you loaded, so it is the oldest one. But if you do not want that in that way, at least I do not want that in that way, what I do is that I call array set as series, and what it does is that, for example, it changes the order. So if we have these three candles, what it will do is that the first element of the array is the newest candle, the newest element. So it would be this one. Okay, so that's why I use array set as series in all the videos. Okay, you don't need to use it, but I like it and I like that order. Okay, we put here true. Perfect. And now we are going to do the exact same thing with the other two arrays, minus and plus. Perfect. But we have to be efficient with memory and all that stuff. And there is another event which is called on the init, on the initialization. Whenever the bot gets the initialized, we have to release things. So for example, we have to release the indicator handle. How do we do this? We declare the event, which indeed receives const int reason. Okay, like this. I think that this is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. And what we are going to do is that, okay, let's check the handler. And if ADX is not invalid handle, then what we are going to do is that, okay, we are going to release the indicator by calling indicator release, and you just simply need to send the handler. That's right. That's how we are being efficient. Perfect. So what else do we have to do? We have to do the last thing, which is actually loading the data. How do we load the data? We should do this in the onTick event. That's right. And here, I don't know why it is not writing the other part. Yeah, I think there may be a mistake. There's not a mistake. Okay. To load the data of an indicator, you just have to call copy buffer. That's right. And here, check this out. It is asking us for the indicator handle. So check this out. Here we have it. So we put here this. And now this is the important part. Buffer number. What is this? So check this out. The ADX indicator, it is only one indicator, but it has three different values. So as I said before, we need an array for each value. But how do I know that I'm saving the ADX line in the ADX variable? Well, in the ADX, variable. How do I know that? Look, check this out. Here, if you press F1, usually this help at the end has note. And here it is telling you the buffer number that belongs to each line. So for example, 0, main line, refers to the main line, the ADX line. 1 plus the line, this is an enumeration, refers to the plus the line, the plus 1. And here 2 refers to the minus. Okay, so we just have to know these words or these numbers. So for example, here, what I can do is that, okay, I want the main line. I'm going to put here main line, or I could put here 0. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to put here main line. Okay, starting position. This means, okay, you are going to load the data, but let's go to the end. Let me go here. Okay, here, if you load the data of the last candle, this last value is always moving like this. The problem of this is that it can give you fake signals. So usually what I do is that I load the one of the previous one. So I start loading data from the previous candle. So how do we say that, hey, I want it from the last one, I want it from the previous one, or I want it from the previous of the previous one? How do we say this? Okay, if I want it from the last one, I just put here a 0. That's right. By putting a 0, we say that, hey, I want it from this last one. If I put here a 1, I want it from the previous of the last one. If I put here a 2, I want it from the previous of the last one. That's right. So we are going to put here 1. Okay, now how many candles do you want to store? Let's put here 10. And here you have to say, hey, where do you want to save this data? Remember, we are saving the main line. We are going to put here ADX. And that's it. That's how you do it. We have to do the exact same thing now for the other ones. And remember, for example, let's do, the one for the minus. We put here minus the line, which remember, it was set here, plus and minus the line. And now we have to say that, hey, this goes to the minus. And here, we have to put the plus. Let's put here plus the line. So here we are going to put plus. Okay, guys, this is how you load the data. And indeed, for example, we could print some values. Let's put here last ADX, something like this. And we put here ADX 0. That's right. And for example, here, let's do the same, but in this case, it is the minus, and here is the plus. So here we are going to put minus, and here we are going to put plus. Okay, we compile and check this out. Let's come here. Let's call the bot ADX. Let's call, just press start and check this out. Let's go to the diary. And okay, it is not printing anything. We have an issue. Let me see what is happening. Let me compile again. I think that I'm taking the wrong one. Yeah, I have two ADX. Let me come here. And yeah, the ADX that I'm taking is in this folder. I have to take this one, which is the one that we created. So let's click here on start and check this out. Here we have last plus, last minus, last ADX. So for example, let's check the correctness. So remember, we are taking this not from the last candle. We are taking it, we are taking it from the previous one, from this one. So for example, here, I really don't know which one is which. I think that this blue one is the ADX. So here, last one, this is 23.03. So this is 22.26. It is not very accurate. This is minus 17.20 and this is minus 13. It is somewhere like that, but I think that this one is taking this one, no? I think that it is just simply not very accurate, but yeah, let me see if we see another one. For example, here, last minus is this one, okay? And last minus is 25. Here we have 31. Okay, here I think that we have a problem. Let me check that, what is happening, not this, sorry, is this one? Yeah, okay, is this one, sorry. 25, okay, 25. There is some decimals that are not the same, but yeah, whatever. And here, okay, ADX, I think is the blue one. Here we have 15. And yeah, plus is this one, which is 14. Yeah, something like that, I think. So guys, this is how you load the the data of the indicator. And yeah, this is how you do it. It is actually something very, very simple. Remember, you can extrapolate this to any kind of indicator. It is super simple. And guys, remember that you have my course on which I teach you how to program MQL5 from the beginning. So if you do not know anything about programming, I will teach you how. You have that in the description. And yeah, see each other, guys. Give it a like, share, subscribe, and we see each other in the next video.